Hey y'all, this is my review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I feel like this season is never ending. This is episode 19, and I heard that there's 21 episodes altogether, and God forbid that they have a 4-part reunion. I really hope the network and Andy are listening to the fans because we don't want 4 weeks of a reunion. It's too much. Too much, Taquita. Anyway, let's get into this episode. So we left off on the last episode where all the ladies woke up hungover. You had Meredith and Lisa in one bed, and then Whitney and Jen Shaw in the other. And now we see everyone getting ready for the activities for the day. So far, it looks like everybody's getting along. For now. For now. So it looks like they're headed to a spa, but I'm wondering why some of the ladies are like in the makeup chair getting a full face done. It looks like Jenny the racist had the right idea by just saying like, well, I figure we're going to the spa, so that's why I didn't wear any makeup. And she definitely looks without makeup how she is on the inside. Oh, okay, correction. So most of the ladies are doing different things. So Heather and Lisa are going horseback riding. Whitney and Jen, they're going ATVing, and Jenny the racist, Mary surprisingly, and Meredith are going to the spa. So far, it looks like everyone is doing an activity with their enemy. So we see Heather and Lisa doing horseback riding, fast forward. We see Jen and Whitney going ATVing, also fast forward. ATVing does look fun though. I'm going to Tulum this weekend, so I might try that. So after their horse ride, we see Heather and Lisa talking, and they both acknowledge like, you know, we've both been at odds with each other, but they're giving their relationship a chance. And Heather is saying she feels for Lisa because the other night when Jen was calling her out by saying that, has Meredith had your back 100%? And she couldn't answer. Heather says she saw in that moment some vulnerability and maybe Meredith really hasn't been there for her. I think Heather low-key is trying to mess up her relationship with Jen and now Meredith by talking to her. I think my girl Heather right now is on her Lisa Barlow and giving Lisa a taste of her own medicine by doing some manipulation. Like, I never thought this franchise would be so damn chaotic. Like, the alliances just keep switching, y'all. So next scene, we're with Whitney and Jen, and after they finish ATVing, now they're talking. Whitney grabs some snacks, and I noticed she got those Haribo gummy bears. I fucking hate Haribo gummy bears. They taste like they're made of rubber and wax. Anyway, so the topic is about Meredith, and Jen is bringing up how, you know, Meredith completely lost it the other morning when she was being accused of lying about her father's memorial so she can get out of going on the bus to Vail. Now, Jen in her confessional, she has some nerve discussing anyone lying. Like, she really has some fucking nerve. I cannot believe this. She says if Meredith has the audacity to lie about her father's memorial, what else is she lying about? I mean, Jen, if you had the audacity of lying about stealing from old people, then what else are you lying about, ma'am? Child, and here we go again with Detective Whitney thinking she's on CSI Salt Lake City trying to get to the bottom of what Meredith is trying to hide. Like, girl, give it a rest, please. It is absolutely ridiculous how they keep trying to bring up how Meredith allegedly went to the feds to rat out Jen. That is just so stupid, and I really wish they stopped. So now we cut back to Lisa and Heather talking, and they're discussing Meredith and the memorial as well. So Heather is saying that Meredith told her the memorial was on Monday. And now Lisa was like, oh, well, that's strange. She told me it was on Tuesday. So now they're trying to figure out, well, was she lying? And again, if Meredith did not want to go on the bus, that is her business. I don't think she would lie about something like that. So now this minuscule situation is being turned into a major plot line rather than Jen Shaw, who is actually like facing serious charges and might go to jail for a long time. No one is talking about that. They're just acting like, you know, none of that happened. Really, Jen? I hope Meredith isn't that fucked up to do something like this. I hope you're not that fucked up to steal from old people. Ooh, Whitney, you being so messy. What is it with you? I used to like you, Whitney. Why are you coming for Meredith? And then with Jen Shaw of all people. So now she brings up when Meredith was separated and she had the boyfriends or whatever. She's asking Jen, was there more to that? I'm like, what does it matter? She's not separated anymore. Like, they were both separate. They could have done whatever they wanted to do. They're together now. So now what they're trying to find out is, what is Meredith's real vendetta against Jen? It has to be more than the whole Brooks situation. What is it? What is it? So now it's Jen's idea to bring it up later in the evening when all the ladies are together about Meredith and her contradictions with her friendship with Mary. I really don't think that's a good idea. And again, I just think Jen has some fucking nerve trying to call out Meredith on something. Like, they were just getting along earlier in the morning. Just leave it at that. But they're making a TV show. I get it. So next scene, we're with Jenny the racist, Mary and Meredith as they go get massages at the spa. Only weird thing I see in this is Mary decided just to keep all her clothes on while she's getting a massage. But it's Mary. Are we really surprised? So now after their massages, they all go out and talk for a bit. And they're talking about the dinner that evening where tensions were really high. And now Jenny the racist is telling Meredith, yeah, I did tell Jen that you hired a private investigator. And yeah, that was pretty messy on your part, Jenny. And Meredith is like, well, yeah, you did take that moment away from me. And then we see her saying that, was Jenny trying to just stir the pot? I think so. I will say Meredith is giving a lot of grace to Jenny. Jenny is like, I didn't mean it to be messy or hurtful. Meanwhile, the look on Mary's face, she's like, whatever, bitch. So Jenny apologizes to Meredith, and then the next topic is Jenny's story about her husband wanting a sister wife, and we're just gonna fast forward because I don't give a fuck. Wow. So a very awkward moment brought to you by the one and only Mary Cosby. So after Jenny the racist talks about her husband, she asks Mary, you know, did you talk to Robert, her grand husband? And then Mary was like, yeah, but I don't really feel comfortable talking about that side of my life, and especially with you. And, you know, I think I'm just gonna excuse myself. Wow, I mean, she kept it 100. I gotta give her that. It was kind of rude as fuck, but it was very direct, straight to the point, and she excused herself. And it looks like after that, they really didn't have nothing to say. And then Meredith especially, she's just like... So all the ladies get back to the house. They then fast forward to the evening, which they're getting ready for dinner now, and I'm sure some shit is about to pop off. So Jen Shah gets downstairs, and she's dressed like a modern day version of Selena. And she's saying that since she heard that Mary called her a Mexican thug, she's gonna have a Cinco de Mayo dinner and embrace that. Huh. And the way she's doing, that's a little problematic as well. Wow, so this dinner hasn't even started yet, but we have a little scene with Meredith and Whitney talking. So they're all dressed, but they sit down and talk for a bit. And Meredith brings up that, well, this is a little awkward, but Jen has recently told the government that she has 0 assets, and she says she's paying for this dinner. So I'm wondering, how is it being paid for? Because I don't feel comfortable attending. I mean, really, how is she paying for this dinner then? I mean, I would think that production is paying for it or something. Like they get like a Bravo stipend for the vacations and shit. So Whitney, I mean, you can just tell by the look on her face, she's gonna bring this up to Jen directly, maybe 10 minutes later. But then she assures Meredith that she thinks that the husbands all paid for this. Jen didn't pay for the dinner this evening. So the ladies all head downstairs for dinner. Jen is still being problematic, making all these offensive noises, shaking those marachas or whatever the fuck you call them. And as they're eating, she says she has a gift for everybody. And then you see Whitney looking at Meredith because you know Meredith don't want to accept no gifts from Jen Shah. So before the ladies open the gift, Jen lets them know that these were originally for the veil trip, but she couldn't give it to them. So the gift turns out to be the snowflake jewelry that she was looking at early in the season with her then accomplice or first assistant steward. So I'm wondering, where did she get the funds for this? So, you know, of course my eyes are on Meredith if she's going to accept the gift or not. And she's like, you know, thank you, Jen, this is a wonderful gift. So then we cut to Whitney in her confessional saying, why is she accepting the gift if she told me all this earlier? well, Whitney, maybe she don't want to make a scene at the table and make Jen feel bad. Maybe she was gonna wait later to tell her that she can't accept it, or she was just gonna like not wear it ever and accept it. And again, here we go to Debbie Downer, Mary. She's like, I think I'm gonna go inside, I'm freezing. And then Whitney tells her, oh, well, bring us back some blankets. She's like, I think not. Mary, why is she here? I am so glad she's gone, and I'll be so angry if she came back. And I gotta say, however you feel about Mary, she's just a rude fucking woman. She's very rude. She's, I'm not gonna ever forget what she said, about black people, dark-skinned people. So yeah, y'all Mary lovers, y'all can have her. And I'm glad that they're finally like acknowledging that this woman is a buzzkill. She doesn't even want to be around us. So this rude moment by Mary motivates Jenny the racist to tell everybody about her experience with Mary earlier in the day with the spa and how she shut her down when she asked about her grand-husband. And here we go again with Meredith taking up for Mary rude ass. I mean, I'm not surprised. But I will say, like, she don't know Jenny like that, and they were just arguing. I will be fair in this moment and say the situation with Jenny is just like, Mary didn't want to disclose information with you because y'all were just beefing. Like, hold on, like, we good, we cordial, but let's not get it twisted. Like, we not cool like that for me to disclose to you. So I get Mary in that point. But, what she said at the table just now, I thought that was fucking rude. It looks like Heather's fed up, and I agree with her. She mentions that this isn't the first time this weekend that she's been doing shitty little things. And I agree, like, call Mary out on her behavior. It's not cool. It's not. Like, why are you with these women if you don't want to be here? So as they're talking, Mary gets back to the table, and Mary's like, guys, she's coming. Like, if you want to tell her what you feel about her, here's the opportunity now. Ooh, and as Mary is walking back, I absolutely hate what she's wearing. She is a walking billboard for the saying that just because it is a luxury item, don't mean that it's automatically gonna look good on you. So as Mary sits down, Whitney just brings it up. She says, Mary, we were talking earlier, especially about what Jenny was saying, and she just asked Mary point blank, do you like Jenny? And Mary gonna give you an honest ass answer. She may be wacky as hell, but she will be very honest and direct with you. And she says, no, I don't. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I don't like you because I think you're rude. I will say going back, because production is reminding us when they first got into it. I don't even think Mary was addressing Jenny in that moment, but Jenny was like, can we all just shut the fuck up? And then Mary was like, I don't appreciate that. Don't you curse at me. And then that's when they both got into it. So I guess I can see that Jenny came at Mary first, and it just went downhill from there. But again, this does not absolve Mary from being an asshole. So Jenny is confronting Mary, and Mary says she doesn't care what Jenny thinks. And Jenny was like, well, you're rude to me, and everybody at the table thinks you're rude. Then she asks everybody's opinion at the table. So she starts with Heather, and Heather was just agreeing, saying, well, Mary, you are pretty rude to her. You've been rude to her earlier in the day with the trip, especially with the husbands paying for everything. And then Mary stops her like, husband, what's the husband have to do with it? And Heather's like, well, the husband's paid for the trip. And then Mary's like, well, you don't even have a husband, so what are you talking about? Damn. Now, Heather didn't deserve that, Mary. I'm sorry. Whatever smoke you about to get from Heather, you deserve it. Oh! Got her. She's like, fuck you, Mary Cosby. Who's your husband again? Your step-granddaddy? Her grand-husband, Heather. Her grand-husband. Everyone's reaction is just so awkward to this conversation. Like, nobody wants to insert themselves in this conversation. Like, somebody should have had Heather's back. Like, Mary, why you just brought that up? Like, yeah, she's the only woman at the table without a husband, but so what? Mary has zero fucks for everybody at the table. Her only friend really is Meredith. So now we see Lisa talking to Meredith saying, you just gonna let her talk to everybody like this? Like, that's your girl. Like, check your girl. And Meredith's telling Lisa, like, what do you want me to do? Again, I mean, Meredith shouldn't be responsible for what Mary says, but it's really hard to defend Mary's behavior, I would think. And if Meredith has such strong opinions on everything else, why doesn't she have strong opinions on the way Mary is talking to everybody recklessly? And here we go with Jen Shaw, like making it about her. So now she's telling Lisa, well, you can't tell Meredith this because you're not consistent with me. Oh Lord, here we go. It is kind of crazy how Lisa's just immediately in the hot seat now. So now it's her and Jen going back and forth at it. And Jen is bringing up her arrest again, saying, you didn't have my back then. Well, Jen, not everyone shows you blind loyalty like Heather. So Lisa starts to raise her voice and say, y'all not about to put this on me right now. We weren't even talking about me. And then Jen, she gets up and goes to the bathroom. Lisa then tells Meredith that this has a lot to do with you, Meredith, because she's mad at my friendship with you, saying I don't stand up for her. And Meredith is like, she don't give a fuck. She's like, what does that have to do with me? Oh man, they've been friends so long. Like they started out like Thick as Thieves season 1, and now I think their friendship is done. Like Jill and Bethany. So I'm gonna ask y'all, should we give Lisa some grace? Because she is in the middle of Jen and Meredith. Like, and they're both mad at her for not sticking up for them. So what can she do exactly? Because she's really in a hard position right now. So then Mary gives her unwarranted opinion on Lisa, and Lisa's had enough of Mary's shit. She's like, Mary, you are the fakest one here. And now they're going back and forth at it. Lisa's just dismissing Mary at this point, because you really can't argue with the crazy person. What is that going to solve? Oh my God. So then Mary brings up how Lisa likes Taco Bell, and Lisa is laughing. She's like, okay, I like Taco Bell. What is wrong with Taco Bell? And she's like, I like Taco Bell. I like fine dining. Then Mary says, well, your husband and your kids look like they need nutrients. Damn. Is she watching me and Alex's show? Lisa, she got you there. She got you there. Oh my God, I cannot believe she said that. Mary is unhinged now. Maybe she knew she wasn't coming back. I will say, Mary is handing out some low blows. Now, if somebody came after her relationship with her husband or even her son, I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate that. So, again, when you're throwing stones in glass houses, you can't be mad when somebody hits you with a boulder. So Lisa's kind of getting irritated by Meredith because she's like, oh, she's such a nice person, your friend. She's such a nice person. And Meredith is still trying to stay out of it. And then Mary, she's still trying to go at it with Lisa. Lisa's calling her fake. She said her church is fake. Her relationship with people are fake. Her apologies. And now Lisa's talking about herself in third person, saying, Lisa Barlow is amazing. I will say, Lisa deserves first chair next to Andy for this reunion. I really do. Oh, it looks like the gloves are off with Lisa. She is going at Mary right now. Mary is kind of arguing like a toddler, like she's trying to get her words out, but whatever Mary says, it doesn't make sense. Sometimes Mary's digs land. Other times, they fall flat. But yeah, Lisa is bringing up her church and everything now. And we still have 10 minutes to go. And I love how Mary has the nerve to ask Whitney for backup, saying, have you been to my church? I wouldn't even answer. Like, Mary literally shut down Whitney minutes ago when Whitney asked her about a blanket. So as Mary and Lisa are going back and forth, Mary's like, where's Jen? So she can get this chihuahua under control. Now she asking for Jen. Nobody at this table likes Mary except for Meredith. So Jen gets back to the table, and Heather, of all people, is sticking up for Lisa now and saying that Lisa is here for you now. I'm not sure if Heather got to Jen, but now the discussion is on Mary again and her getting along with Jenny. Mary again says she does not care for Jenny, she gets on her nerves, and now Jenny is turning the insults back at Mary, and now Whitney enters the conversation saying, well, Mary, to say you're, a woman of a church, the way you talk to us is unacceptable. And again, Mary just like, I will say that Jenny the racist is right. Like, you need to leave if all these women get on your nerves. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Because you already have your cult money. I'm not sure if you need Bravo's money. Again, as Whitney's trying to talk to Mary, Mary brings up, well, the way you upside down that pole, you need God. Something along the lines of that. Like, nothing Mary is saying, like, the insults aren't landing like she thinks they are. And the responses that the women have to Mary is just so weird. Like, I would have just cursed her ass out and been done with it, but they keep trying to reason with her, and you can't reason with crazy. So now Whitney and Heather interrogate Mary about why she doesn't like Jenny, and, you know, watching this now, I mean, it don't really age well. So then Mary says, we're all not real friends, and then Jen picks up on that and asks her to repeat that. And then, you know, Mary says she feels that she's not really friends with anybody at the table with the exception of Meredith. And what is this on Mary's shoulder? There's this random like cotton ball just sitting there on top of her shoulder. Just an observation. But now Whitney brings Meredith in the conversation since Mary says that's her only friend at the table. She says, Meredith, you lead with kindness and love. Can you please explain why this is okay what Meredith is doing? Again, Meredith is on the fence again. She's saying everybody have their own dynamic. That would piss me off if I was at the table. You got your friend talking reckless at one of your other friends and you just not saying nothing? So Lisa is clearly pissed right now. She walks away from the table. We see in her confessional, she's saying that she does not understand how Meredith is defending Mary, but can't defend her friend of 10 years. Yeah, Meredith right now, she is disengaging. Like, and she is again defending Mary's asshole behavior to the ladies. And then she apologizes for yelling at everybody earlier in the day. Like, she's just really cool and calm, and yeah, it's not getting through to her either, how it looks. So now the cameras are following Lisa into the house, and she is very upset. She's saying what Meredith did is so fucked up. She is fucking done. Ooh, and now we get the infamous hot mic moment that we've seen in the previews. Oh my goodness. And now Whitney waits until Lisa leaves the table and throw her under the bus about their discussion if Meredith's father's memorial happened or not. Ooh, Whitney, you ain't shit. But that is something that Lisa would have done too. And now Meredith is engaging. Now, ooh, the look on Meredith's face, she's like, don't go there, Whitney. It's gonna get real wrong real fast. Like, it looked like she just got possessed in this moment. She is checking Whitney right now. She just says, none of your fucking business. Wow. Okay, and now we're back to Lisa's hot mic moment. So first she says Meredith can go fuck herself. And now she's saying behind closed doors, because I'm not a fucking whore and I don't cheat on my husband. Her and her dumb fucking family that poses. Why don't you own a house? Wait, you can't. Yes, I'm reading this all word for word. She is going in on her. I think she knows she's might. Because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes. And now we're back with Meredith checking Whitney. She was like, this is my father. Stop it. This is getting real chaotic real fast. And now the credits are rolling and Whitney is backing down now. I think she realized she opened Pandora's box. And now Meredith is leaving the table. She storms off with Mary running behind her, literally. And as Meredith and Mary are walking into the house, we cut back to Lisa still cursing out Meredith to somebody. She refers to Meredith as that fucking piece of shit garbage whore. I fucking hate her. She's a whore. She's fucked half of New York. She can go fuck herself. Oof. And then she opens the door and throws her mic pack in the cameraman's direction. So that means she knew that what she was saying was being recorded. And that is where the episode ends. It fades to black, y'all. Wow. Wow. And this is only episode 19. We got 2 more episodes to go, y'all. This is a lot. This is fucking chaos. I really don't know where this franchise is going at this point. Like, the alliances are all shuffling around. You got people getting fired. You got people quitting, not showing up to the reunion. I really am speechless right now. Like, this was a lot. I really would like to hear what y'all have to say in the comments. Please let me know, because there's so much. So much. And with that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the premiere of The Real Housewives of Jersey. Bye.